Hey there, I'm Mike. I'm an aspiring manga artist, and on this channel I'm documenting my progress as I go from amateur to hopefully professional at some point, and I also like to give art and storytelling advice that I learn along the way. If that's something that you feel like you would like to kind of join in on, please feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you join the Manga Mike community. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over deconstruction and construction. This is a vital skill to have if you want to be a manga or a comic book artist. This will help you transition to going from only using reference to also going from using some reference but drawing characters from imagination. So, without further ado, let's get started. Alrighty everybody, so I wanted to do a speed paint demo of me applying deconstruction and how you can kind of do it in a way that will help you improve. So there's a few ways. The first way, and I'll do this in the next part, but you can draw over top of things, of references, in order to get a feel for what specific shapes look like in different perspectives. The other thing that you can do is what I'm doing now, which is you put your reference image on one side, and on the other side you use simple shapes to recreate your reference image. Now I do know that in the beginning of the video I did say that this will help you with being able to draw things from imagination, and while I'm not doing that in my practice, I do wholeheartedly believe that that's true. There's no way that you can draw the human body without first simplifying it into a mannequin, unless you are really have a really good photographic memory. So as you can see, I'm kind of utilizing different shapes in 3D space in order to represent different limbs. I have an egg shape for the chest. I have this have you ever seen the action figures that have almost this underwear cutout? I like to use that for the pelvis. It helps because it's a pretty decent shape for the pelvis, but it also helps with your legs and things of that nature. You can also use cubes for those things, or rectangular prisms, however you want to say it, and those are just as effective. The most important thing though is after you are done trying to recreate this, you do what I'm doing, which is you take and you loop around whatever thing that you just created, and then you put it over top of the original piece. Hopefully that was helpful for you. So if you aren't quite able to create cylinders and spheres and rectangular prisms off to the side of the drawing in order to practice, what you can do is you can go kind of a step down, which is fine. This is how I started as well, and draw right over top. So let's look at this piece again by art piece by Mark Brunet, and I'm going to kind of break this down. So let's look at this leg first. This part of the leg, I should say, first. Which direction is it going in? Is it going towards us or away from us? I would argue this is going towards us. Part of that argument would be because this part of the knee to me looks closer to us than this part right here that's attaching to the pelvis. The other thing is this is in the light and this is not. So there's a few indicators for that. So how would we now draw that? So this right here is going to be the closed end of the cylinder. And what do I mean by closed? So you could complete this circle, right, like that, and then you could also do it here. But this doesn't give us the correct information. This doesn't tell us which way it's going. So to get the closed end, you would erase away that part of the cylinder, and that tells us which way the cylinder is going. So let's do this one. Again, I would argue that, and you can look at different things for indicators. I'm looking at this part of the leg as the indicator, right? Because the shoe is telling us, this part of the shoe is telling us that it is closed at the bottom. So that would mean that at the top it's open, even if it's just slightly open. So let's finish that part off there. Let's move on to the next leg. So this part is going away from us, so that would mean this is open. The cylinder part is open. Now this one's tricky because obviously your clothing line is telling you something different, but this isn't all part of what I would call the leg part of the cylinder. So you're getting kind of this pseudo open cylinder at the top that's coming down. So this one, it wouldn't kill you to do it like I did, where I kind of have it, you know, open or closed at the top and at the bottom. But more accurate description of 3D space would be having it open at the top, closed at the bottom. And the same is true for this leg, or this part of the leg where the shin bone and stuff is as well. Look at that clothing line. It's closed there, which tells us that this part is open. And you can kind of curve it a little bit to give it a more dynamic look. So that's how you would go about doing it on top. So if you want to do it this way for this, it would be you would connect from here to here, here to here, here to here, and it's going back in space that way, as well as back in space this way. So that's what you would get, and then you could just finish off the rectangular prism, something like that. If you want to do it my way, it would be something like this. And you'd have a hole at the top for the neck. So there you go. That is like pretty much a full demonstration of how you would do this. Obviously you can keep going. You can create the girdle that I'm starting to do now. But you know, it's pretty simple stuff, but this is going to dramatically improve your ability to create your own poses. So just keep practicing this kind of stuff. And you know, if when you do your check over, like I showed you with the demo, so for instance with this, if I did a check over, there's going to be some errors that I haven't fixed yet, but I still wanted to kind of show you all this. So really this is not too bad. But when you do your check over, take note of what things you're getting wrong, because you're probably going to consistently get them wrong. Like I kind of consistently make heads too small, and I don't quite get the angles right on like the legs and the limbs. So it's something that I'm looking out for. Big things too is like proportion. When you're doing your proportions, you want to check on things, and I kind of said this in the demo part, but I want to reiterate it. You want to check specific parts of the body and compare them to others. So I like to check, like for instance, what is the size of the overall torso in comparison to the femur part of the leg that has your quads and your hamstrings and stuff. That's one thing. Where is the pit of the neck in comparison to the crotch region? Things like that are really important. So anyways, I do hope that this video was helpful. I will post up like my practice doing this. I think I might actually I'm going to try another live stream. I don't know how it's going to go, but I might try a live stream where I'm kind of using, I'll probably not use Mark's images just in case I do get shot down for copyright, but I'll use something and kind of just practice doing this for maybe like 30 or so minutes so that y'all can kind of follow along. But anyways, again, I do hope that this was helpful. If you liked it, please leave a like, and if you got all the way to the end, I really appreciate you, man. But anyways, I hope y'all have a fantastic day and week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace.